Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and today I'm going to talk about Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus is a third game in the franchise. Before that you have Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. All of these games are adapted from the books written by Dmitry Glukhovsky, and trust me, you have to read those books, they are amazing. But Metro Exodus is going to be a bit different because it's not going to feature some of the things that were present in the previous two games, including the Metro itself. The third Metro, Metro Exodus, is going on the surface. And by that, there is a lot of changes that are going to affect the overall gameplay and how the game works, because before, like 90% or even like 95% of the game was in the Metro itself. Once you go on the surface, it was full of radiation, it was full of different monsters that usually overpowered you, so you kinda wanted to go back to the Metro itself. But here are some of the changes that are going to affect the game itself. The first thing that I already mentioned, majority of game is going to be on the surface. You're going to go with your wife Anna on the surface and you're going to have a crew and you're going to go from one place to another. The thing is, it's a big game, but it's not open world. A lot of people think that this is going to be an open world game where you're just going to go from one place to another, you will be able to go back. That's not going to be the case. You will have different levels of the game, but one level of the game is going to be huge. Like each level of the game is going to give you somewhat of a open world, but once you actually go past that level, you won't be able to come back. So just imagine it like a linear game, but it is going to give you like one space to explore with different factions. So once you're finished with that, once you're finished with missions, even side missions, you can go and progress through a different level and you won't be able to come back. For example, their previous game, Metro Last Light, had a space, for example, 200 by 100 meters, while Exodus is going to feature around 2 square kilometers of sandbox areas that you will be able to explore, but again, it's not going to be an open world game. Next thing is the ammo economy. It is gone because in the previous two games and in the books, you were using ammo to buy stuff, to upgrade your weapons, and it kind of affected combat a bit because it would be either to shoot ammo at an enemy or to save that bullet to spend it for other things, for upgrading stuff, for buying other things. So basically that thing is gone. Right now what Metro is going to focus on is scavenging things, and then you're going to use all of those things to craft different resources, and the two main resources are going to be chemicals and materials, and you're going to use those things to upgrade your weapons, to work on different equipment you carry. So the ammo economy that was present in the previous two games is completely gone. And it does make sense because in the previous two games there wasn't a lot of resources and a majority of things that you can scavenge was ammo, so the whole ammo economy was present underground. But because right now you're going on the top, it means you have access to more things, and of course it's going to affect the economy as well. Next thing that has been changed is combat, because in the previous two Metro games, you either can take a stealth approach but still kill enemies, or go all guns blazing. But in Metro Exodus that's going to change because you will have factions that will be neutral towards you, and it will be depending on your choices how you approach those factions. Do you shoot on sight? Do you use lethal or non-lethal takedowns? And basically if you kill a faction on sight, like the rest of the people that are members of those factions will shoot you as soon as they see you. But if you take a pacifist approach and you don't shoot them, they will be somewhat neutral towards you and you will be able to establish alliances throughout the game. Again, it doesn't depend on all factions because you will have bandits that will shoot you on sight. It's a very normal thing, but as the previous two games kinda did it, like majority of factions were just hostile towards you, but not in Metro Exodus. It's going to depend on your choices, so be careful who you shoot on sight. Your base of operation is also going to change in this game. Like, you do have a locomotive called the AURORA, and this thing is going to take you from one place to another. Now, 4A Games that are developing Metro Exodus said that your locomotive is going to change. So basically, more carts will be added, more people are going to join you. So, like, because this game is taking a course over 1 year, basically it's going to be during the fall, and I think during the summer or the spring. So basically, like, one portion of the game is going to be set in those mountainy areas that you saw in the reveal trailer, and the next one is going to be set in a deserty kind of an area, something taken from Mad Max, for example. So if you're thinking about the second region, think about Mad Max. So the whole thing about you going back to your hub is going to be centered around that train. So that means you will fix your weapons on the train, and you have to fix your weapons because, as you noticed in the previous games, your weapon can get dirty, and that will result in the damage you deal towards your enemies, because if your weapon is not fixed at some period of time, it won't break completely, but it will get stuck, and you won't deal the same amount of damage you usually deal when your weapon is fully repaired. Also, one thing which is going to be amazing is that you can use vehicles, because every single portion of this game is going to feature, as I said, a somewhat bigger world. You will need some sort of a transport to go from one place to another, and it will feature cars. Now, so far we don't know how those things are going to look like, but I'm guessing they will be present throughout every single portion of the game, which is amazing, honestly. Like, I wish that, like, we have one car which we would be able to upgrade, and it's going to be like on our train or something like that, and we carry that vehicle from one place to another. So I'm guessing some portions of missions are going to be heavily involving that vehicle, but we still need to wait and see for more info about that thing. Weapon upgrades also changed, because in the previous two games, once you find a weapon and you have an attachment on that weapon, the attachment is non-removable, but in this game, majority of attachments are removable from a weapon you find. So that's amazing, because once you go to the hub, you can use different attachments on one weapon, but still you will have to repair your weapons, because if they get worn out, if they get dirty, you won't be able to deal the same amount of damage as you would if you have a new weapon. There will be also side missions in this game, but not in a classical style you kind of think about. So it's not everything on a plate. Hey, you have to go there, bring me that, and that's about it. No, the side excursions in this game are going to feature around notes you find, around, you know, if you talk with certain people, or even if you overhear people talking about something. So be careful what you're hearing, because those conversations can lead you to something good, or even lead you into a trap. So that's amazing, because it makes the game more dynamic, and, like, you know, nothing is served on a plate. You actually have to listen to people, you have to be careful where you're going. So I don't know, it makes the game more realistic in my opinion, and it makes it, I don't know, it makes it harder, but it's a good thing. It's a very good gameplay element that they're adding into this game. And the last thing I'm going to talk about are the factions. As I said before, they're going to be somewhat neutral, more self-contained. So that means that when you meet a faction, you can either go and talk with them or just shoot at them. Like, nothing is defined in this game so much when it comes to factions, but be careful who you meet, and be careful how you approach each and single faction. But they won't be shooting you on sight. I mean, not all factions will shoot you on sight, but again, it all depends on your choices, how you approach every single one of them, but you will be able to establish some sort of a relationship towards each one of them. So guys, this is everything I know about Metro Exodus. So far, what I'm seeing, it's going to make the game amazing, because they're changing a lot of things. And it's good because it's going to really make a huge leap from the previous game. They're going to add a lot of new things that are going to make this game a really good title. Again, I can't wait to play this game. It will be on this channel, so once I have more info about it, it will be presented on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to also like and tell me down below what you think about Metro Exodus. Are you going to be buying this game? What do you think about it so far? And that's about it. And when it comes to all of these changes, I welcome them so much. This is LastKnownMeal signing out. Don't forget to, as I said, do all the things. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and stay classy, everyone. Bye bye.